What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It is Saturday night, and I'm about ready to go to bed. The weather's warming up a little bit out here. It's actually kind of nice. Tomorrow's going to be 14 degrees warmer, although it's supposed to rain. I think by Monday, I think we're supposed to get close to 80 degrees. 80 degrees in early March. So much for coming in like a lion and going out like a lamb. I don't know. What is it? I got so I can't remember shit no more. I've been losing stuff. I couldn't find my keys. And I'm asking Mike, you see my keys? He found them in the workshop. Couldn't find the sponge for cleaning the dishes and the sink and stuff. And it's just like I'm losing my mind here. I'm going crazy. I guess the senility is beginning to set in on me. But this has been an interesting week. You know, with the combine, we're about to have all hell break loose. We've had the Mari Cooper news, where speculation is that he's going out, and then of course we've got the Michael Gallup situation. Something that was interesting was the Mike Fisher was saying that the Cowboys were closing in on a deal, and he heard a rumor that the deal was going to be 5 years, $30 million. And that's one of those rumors that I don't think anybody could think that that's anywhere close to an NFL deal. That's talking about $6 million a year. If the Cowboys can get him for $6 million a year, I want you to understand that Blake Jarwin's deal was for 5.5 a year. So if Michael Gallup if his agent were to sign a deal for him literally being 5 years, and $30 million, he should lose any license he has for being an agent, because that's like half of what the going rate is. Seriously, that's like half. That would be insane if that were the case. I think that was one of those rumors that, that could be like me and E2 Blue or something talking on that one, but I don't think there's anything to that one. Not even close. On that situation. But the thing that I've been trying to impress on people, and I know that people won't look at me and think that I know anything, and that's fine. But I've been on this earth long enough to have learned some things. Something I know, that it took an act of God for the salary cap to go backwards. And that was literally by the salary cap having a COVID year where there weren't fans in the stands. That's the only time ever that the salary cap went backwards. And I was going through, because the thing we look at, I want you to understand, we went from 185 million to 209. And it's funny because they kind of signed on that number a while ago. 2024 are the estimates when the salary cap will explode. I was reading an article that was actually from a year ago, last March, and they were basically saying, because of the hiccup year of COVID and things, that the next year will be a makeup year, but projections would be somewhere in the neighborhood of about $320 million by 2024. And that estimate was before we had Amazon and Apple fighting it out for the Sunday ticket. Nobody knows exactly how high it's going to be, but it's going to be up there. This notion that the Cowboys are, poor sister Mary, or Mary sisters of the poor, is really short-sighted. If they truly believe that, then they don't understand the dynamics of the deal that they literally just signed. The salary cap's going to go up. Now, the thing that at least makes me feel a little bit better was today watching some of the defensive line. Wow. Wow. Jordan Davis. And not just Jordan Davis. The thing about this combine is there is so much speed. Wide receivers, like crazy. More wide receivers under 4.4 than ever before. More offensive linemen under 5. You had a 340-pound, 6'6" guy run a 4.78. Here's the thing. This might be the year that if you have a trading partner, trading back might be a great thing. Here's the Cowboys' problem. We've got a lot of free agents to replace. We've got edge rusher, if you don't sign Randy Gregory, or you use a lot of that money on Randy Gregory, you can't sign some of the other guys. We need a linebacker, edge rusher, one technique guy, offensive line, maybe receiver. If you look at the amount of offensive linemen in here, there's a lot of good offensive linemen. If you look at wide receivers, there's a lot of good wide receivers. You should be able to get good wide receivers and offensive linemen in the second round. There's a lot of defensive tackles. You can probably get a bull in the first round, but you can probably get some good guys in the second round as well. Tight ends. A lot of tight ends. And tight ends that are free agents too. It may behoove you, because this draft is thick, to try and get as many draft picks as possible. And maybe, just maybe, letting go some of your free agents. Letting go of Randy Gregory. I know that's not popular, but you're talking about a franchise tag of $21 million. You're talking about a contract number of, say, 15? And maybe instead of that guy, instead of trying to hit a home run on the offensive lineman, maybe you go through and you say, this is going to be a defensive draft for us again. You get another edge rusher. You get a defensive tackle by trading back. If you're trading back 4 or 5 spots, there's still a lot of great players that'll be there. If you can pick up another 3rd round pick, or heaven forbid, a 2nd round pick, you may be able to fill some of those holes from those free agents that we had. If by chance, and I think you screwed up the opportunity, because first the stories came out that Amari Cooper's going to be cut. Now we're going to trade him. Teams are just going to wait you out. We always hear about teams that are, oh, we're going to trade this guy, or we're going to release him. It seems like they never find a trading partner. But this is the year to restock the cupboards if you have the picks. Now we'll get, I think, a 4th round pencilry pick because of Andy Dalton leaving the building. And then, of course, our regular cash and picks. But it might be time to say, let's get young. Let's get the picks that we can get. Let's try and wheel and deal a little bit backwards and try and get plenty of those players. I don't know that there's going to be a lot of players that you look and say, we need to trade up for. Certainly there's not quarterbacks there. But there's so many talented guys, and I'm not talking about the sizzle guys. I'm talking about the meat and potatoes guys on the offensive line, the defensive line, where championships are won. If you don't want to pay Amari, okay, fine, so be it. Use that money to make this team better in free agency. If you end up getting rid of D-Law, fine, no problem with me. Then use that money to get better in free agency. And use this draft not to go out and grab another wide receiver, because I'm tired of us always grabbing the wide receivers and the cornerbacks and stuff, and never taking care of the meat and potatoes. If the Dallas Cowboys can get that line together, if you can get a guy, God, like Jordan Davis to be in the middle with a Micah Parsons outside. Get yourself a free agent linebacker like, let's say, Demario Davis or KJ Wright or somebody like that. Becomes cut, expendable, and put that guy in the middle. That defense is 100 times better at stopping the run than what it's been in literally forever. And this is where the Cowboys need to start thinking outside of the box instead of, saying, well, we can't afford this and that and the other because you made dumb decisions on other contracts and then have to make up for it by then restructuring contracts and then making the contracts numbers so big that you put the blame on the player when it's not the player's fault for you overpaying other guys or being short-sighted on paying guys that were injured. You got nobody to blame but yourselves, but you take it out on the players. It's not just hard being a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I'm hoping that there is a plan in here. I'm hoping that Dan Quinn will be the voice of reason on fixing this defense and continuing to get the players that he needs to make it really go. So that's all I got for you tonight, boys and girls. And I'm going to go in here. I'm going to get ready to go to bed. Get me some sleep. Be back at it tomorrow. Doing my thing. And God willing, I'll be here for you guys. Make sure you tell somebody that you love them tonight. Because you might not get the chance. See you guys.